What is up, everyone? And hello, Chad here, actor, streamer, all around regular dude who likes his D&D Warzone nerdy stuff, and also hitting the gym and being a pretend action hero. How you doing? I want to talk to you more about the behind the scenes of my acting lifestyle, what I do in the regular. I did a video where I was talking about workouts. Very clear in my acting career. I love to play action heroes. I love to be in the action movies. I love the physicality of it. I love to represent and do hopefully service to our brave servicemen and women on film, whether that's a Navy SEAL or an FBI agent or a cop or stuff like this. I love to do it. It's my favorite kind of archetype to play. I've been very fortunate to play a lot of it, whether it's in Sony's Sniper franchise, playing the lead Brandon Beckett in that, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone and Mobile, playing Alex Echo 3-1. It's really great. It's fun. It's a dream. It's why I got into this racket, to play soldiers and cops and heroes and stuff like that. So people always have questions. What do you do? How do you do it? How do you spend your time? How do you prepare for this, that, whatever? How do you keep things going? Anybody who is oriented towards fitness, this, that, whatever else, what are your workouts? What do you take? In the last video I said, I don't take much. I like to eat steak. I like to lift some weights and stay active, whether that's hiking or basketball or messing around, boxing, kickboxing a little bit. So there's nothing special. There's nothing fancy. I've never used a personal trainer. I don't have any of that stuff. I just educate myself. I find out about exercises and ways to work out, and I just try it on for size and see how my body responds. Kind of adjust accordingly if I have certain goals. And in terms of supplement stuff, it's like outside of like zinc and vitamin C and B and just trying to get sunshine, vitamin D every day. I don't go too crazy. I really don't do much in the way of protein shakes or this or that or whatever. It's just I find that real whole food always seems to do the best for me. But I did want to talk to you today about some of the supplement stuff, because there are supplements that I take that have been serving me really well for many, many years. I discovered them on some really high-level podcasts. I can't remember the first one, if it was Dave Asprey, formerly of Bulletproof, who is a biohacker, Tim Ferriss. There's a bunch of guys that I love and look up to in terms of life hacks and efficiency and stuff like that. I'm always obsessed with how to become, working smarter, not harder, how to become more efficient in the things that I'm already doing. But I came across these incredible supplements because, look, I had a childhood that looks like a lot of childhoods back when the old FDA approved food pyramid was everyone's guide. Food pyramid, by the way, said eat 6 to 11 servings of carbs and 0 to 1 servings of protein and fat. That's kind of been flipped on its head, and that turned out to be, that didn't serve anyone very well. So anyway, I was on the standard American diet as a kid, and that involved a crap ton of sugary cereals, like literally a box a day of like a Fruity Pebbles or anything equivalent. I have too many favorites to list here, but donuts, cookies, crackers, like you name it. Any vegetables I had was like out of a can. Water wasn't even a thought. It was just, processed, homogenized dairy with a bunch of milk, sugar thrown into it. And so it was, and lots of soda, man. Lots of soda. Halloween was my favorite holiday, obviously, because I would destroy a whole bucket of candy in one night. So I was a little out of control. That's why I became a bit of a husky kid. Back in the day, it wasn't, size small, medium, large. There was husky. Which is, I think, a great term to not offend the little kid. Like you're not fat. You're husky. So I was the husky kid for a long time, and no one linked diet to health in the way that it's so clearly understood now. But I did a lot of damage to myself, obviously. Heavy diet of milk, processed sugars, carbs, etc., this, that, whatever else. And so my guts these days they're a bit sensitive. And it's why I eat as strictly and as cleanly as I can, because I did a lot of damage when I was younger for many, 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 many years to start my life. I have a box here because they're doing an amazing sale right now. And so this company, without further ado, is called BiOptimizers. And you see me post about this sort of stuff. And I really don't post about a lot of supplements and stuff like that. But these are the only things that I take, and I've been taking them for years after I discovered them, because They're incredible. And for what I need and for what I do and for, maybe some of the deficiencies or flaws in my system that I have, they're very, very helpful. So BiOptimizers, these are my big four. Masszymes, which is a proprietary blend of digestive enzymes. So, wherever I'm lacking, whatever food that I eat, there's a combination of enzymes in here that's going to do the trick and help aid with the digestion. And people don't understand this about digestion. It's so important. What do they say? 80% of your immune system is basically tied to your stomach, to your guts. So having optimized digestion not only helps you use the food more efficiently that you're putting in, but it also helps get it through your system, and of course it just improves the efficiency of the entire digestive process. So Masszymes are something I take with almost every meal, outside of some solo fruit in the morning. And to kind of double down on that is, this HCL Breakthrough, which is everybody's stomach has hydrochloric acid. A lot of people, the more carbs and processed sugars and stuff they eat, they actually reduce their ability to have hydrochloric acid, and that's what's going to help you with the protein and fats. Again, I'm not a nutritionist. I am not an expert. I have lived and learned so much by trial and error. I'm sharing these things because they work for me, and I think anyone that I've referred them to, whether it's been my family, my parents, loved ones, friends who might be struggling, with this, that, whatever, whether it's the quality of sleep or digestive issues or acid reflux, these products have tremendously helped everyone, and myself included. So HCL is something I take in tandem with the Masszymes, digestive enzymes, to really just make sure. I eat heavy fat and protein. A lot of red meat, a lot of red animal meat, stuff of this nature. I'll like cook grass-fed hamburgers with duck fat or like beef tallow, instead of seed oils and this other stuff that might not be as helpful or as useful or usable by your system. So those are the big two. I take them with every meal just to make sure that every ounce of fat, protein, whatever, is going to be efficiently used by my body and can go to the place it needs to go and serve me well. This is a probiotic, and probiotics are interesting, man. There's so many probiotics on the market, and a lot of them are colonizing, meaning that you take them, swallow them, and they get completely destroyed by the acid in your stomach and never make it to where they're supposed to be. They don't get a chance to open up, proliferate, colonize the good bacteria in your stomach, and that's unfortunately a lot of the from what I understand, a lot of probiotics in the market. That's what happens. They're not meant to be taken that way. You have naturally occurring bacteria and probiotics in your guts already. So really, it's a game of, well, how do we promote the proliferation of the good ones, and how do we minimize the multiplication of the bad ones, so they stay in balance, they stay in check. And so these, I love how they describe it, and I always thought it was brilliant. They describe these P3OM probiotics. They're transient. They call them the Navy SEALs because they're not meant to stay there forever. What they're meant to do is to get in there, seek and destroy the bad ones and the pathogens and everything else that's causing chaos down there, causing things to get out of balance, and then you pass them like everything else, like you would food. And it's brilliant. It's genius, and they're more resistant because of their nature. They're not trying to colonize. They're meant to pass through. They're meant to gobble up what they can, go to war with what they can that's not good, not serving for you, and then you get them out of your system. And there's not any other probiotics really on the market that I've ever come across that approach it that way. Because if you're taking out the bad guys, the good guys are free and unmolested to do what they naturally are going to do. And they can multiply and fight the good fight in peace. So P3OM, taking it before bed helps with better sleep. I take it on the back end of a lot of the meals as well. And if I'm going to have a cheat day, or if I'm going to get into something fun, whether that's paleo inspired or a nice Belgian ale or whatever else, I make sure to do that too, because that's when the creepy crawlies come out and wreak havoc when you give them those carbs and that sugar and stuff like that. So they're very helpful. They're a staple. Those are the big three. I have those almost with every meal. I have those every single day. And again, this is for overall, digestive health, which is an area that I've been compromised in, just going back to my childhood, as a lot of his experience. So that's something that's carried into my adult. I have to be more conscious about it. I eat cleaner as a result because I want to feel better, have more energy. And these things just kind of help put me over the hump. The last thing is a product that came out with in the last few years, and this is their magnesium supplement, Magnesium Breakthrough. And this is great because it's God, what is this? One, two, three, four, five, I think like seven, a blend of seven different forms of magnesium that they put into one supplement. So um, it's always a complex thing, and I get asked about that all the time. And again, I'm no expert, I'm no nutritionist, but there's always the debate. Is this form better than that form? Is this form better than that form? Getting it from food, I think, is the best. But as we kind of go along in our modern society, from what I understand, it's harder to find nutrient-rich, nutrient-dense soil as it would be 50, 60 years ago. Over farming, this, that, whatever else. So I think the foods that naturally have magnesium probably have a little bit less than they ever have before. So supplementing almost becomes crucial and a requirement to make sure that your levels, especially the minerals, vitamins, etc., that those levels stay in check and on point and at the good baseline. So magnesium is something incredible, and I think a lot of people are just naturally deficient in it. But it really, as opposed to calcium and magnesium, are yin and yang. Whereas calcium causes strengthening of bones and contraction, magnesium allows for relaxation. So it's almost like a nervous system balm. It'll help you sleep like a baby, and it's so good to have that balance with the calcium in your body. And people are oftentimes deficient on calcium and magnesium, and they do work in tandem, and it's important to have a really good balance there. But for anybody who's looking for improved sleep, maybe people who are experiencing cramping from lack of hydration, electrolytes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, mineral magnesium is such it's an essential mineral, and they say that for a reason, and for people to be deficient in it, it can have adverse health effects, and everybody's different. But I also take these every single day. I also try to take them at night. I try to take magnesium before bed, just because studies have shown that it really does relax the system, help you calm down, get a deeper, more efficient night's sleep. I'm a light sleeper, like you wouldn't believe, and I also live in a city that's not always quiet. So sleep's always kind of been a bit of an issue for me to get high quality, good, interrupted sleep. So I don't take any other pills. I don't take valerian root and stuff like that. Maybe I'll have a little chamomile tea before bed once in a while. But Magnesium Breakthrough is great because for overall health and function, and BiOptimizers is great. These guys are next level, and if you go on their website, you can learn more about what their products do, how exactly that they do. I took BiOptimizers for years and years and years. And then struck up a partnership with them 2-3 years ago because I was seeing the impact that these things had on, like I said before, friends, families, loved ones, etc. Helping them meet their goals, helping them find some relief, helping them to improve and optimize their overall health. So, full disclaimer, I'm a brand ambassador for BiOptimizers, but I don't really feel like I need to put my name on anything unless I truly believe it and use it myself. And I'm happy to share it. I've always shared these fantastic products with other people. So at the time of this video, they're doing an incredible Black Friday sale where it's like 25% off like their whole website. And they do great deals all year round, which is what I love about them. It's you can see some really high price point things out there. And I feel like I've read statistics where it's like in terms of health, diet, nutritional products, it's like 95% of the stuff on the market is just garbage, or it's so weak or inefficient that it's just basically a waste of money. Placebo effect. That's about the best you're gonna get out of it, instead of things that actually go in there and do things. So what I love is that they keep their price point down. They do great deals. They do great sales. People can load up or even just take a flyer on these things. But right now, it's their biggest sale of the year, Black Friday, November 21st, 28th. They're just doing it, all the way through Cyber Monday, 25% off the whole website. So I strongly encourage anyone who's curious or could use some help with digestion, balancing their good bacteria out. Anybody who's suffering from, acid reflux, usually that's because you don't have enough naturally occurring stomach acid, and it kind of creeps up past your valve in your esophagus. That's where you get that heartburn from. It's because you're not producing enough acid because of some of the dietary and lifestyle things that are happening in there. HCL Breakthrough helps you create more acid, which is actually going to stop you from having acid reflux. This is a very, very interesting thing to read about. And they have articles and blogs talking about that sort of stuff before. But it's when you create too little stomach acid, that's when it can kind of sneak by the valve that's supposed to block it off. That's why people get acid reflux, which is just mind-blowing to know. You think that you're overproducing acid and your body just can't handle it. It's not the case at all. It's because there's too little, and it kind of sneaks by because it's so little. So that helps kind of normalize that. I think the probiotics are, fantastic for anyone who does like to dip into carbs, sugar, alcohol, stuff like this. It really helps to curb the bad bacteria getting out of control, those pathogens getting out of control, and letting the good ones that already exist there fight the good fight uninterrupted. And of course, if you want better sleep or overall health, their Magnesium Breakthrough it's the only thing I've ever seen that has like all 7 forms. So it's like whatever your body needs most, however it needs it most, your body's going to be able to grab that form that it needs, to incorporate it the best that it can. It's got you covered, like literally times 7. But they have a bunch of other products too that I take once in a while. They have a gluten guardian, which actually has the enzymes to break down things that are grain based. If I know I'm going to have a few tasty beers, I'll definitely pop some gluten guardian, because I don't think as humans we produce a ton of the enzymes that can break down the grains. It's not always natural to us, and we're not always empowered that way in our guts. So that's a little extra for anybody who likes to get a sandwich in them or some pizza and stuff like that. But they've got unbelievable stuff. They put out their own protein powders, plant-based protein powders. Amazing stuff. I've tried all or most of them, but I just wanted to talk about the big 4 today: Masszymes, HCL Breakthrough, P3OM, Magnesium Breakthrough, which they've been a boon for me. About the only supplements I take, like I said, outside of basic vitamins and minerals and getting sunshine. But they do help me with an area of my life that's always been a bit of a struggle and a compromise, and that's digestion. And so I've never found anything better than these, and I love to share them with the world. If you scroll down, being a brand ambassador with them and working with them in partnership, code Chad Michael Collins will get you 10% off year-round. I'll always put out their flash sales. I'll always put out their other deals. Right now, use my code and the link down below. It's 25% off the entire site, which is bonkers. So like I said, if you want to stock up or if you just want to take a flyer on something, there's literally no better time of the year to do that. And like I said, I've certainly taken advantage of all that, and I stockpile as many as I can as often as I can. So anyway, this is Chad, just sharing some more health, lifestyle, behind the scenes acting stuff for me, what I do, how I eat, how I lift, how I work out, how I prepare for roles, what it's like on set, etc., etc., etc. So this is a fun component for me. Health, diet, lifestyle, fitness. It's so important if you're pursuing an acting career. You got to have energy. If you're on a set, you're looking at 12, 14, 16-hour days, a lot of times on your feet. At least that's been my experience with some of the lead roles I've been fortunate enough to do. You got to feel good, and you got to be able to depend on energy. You got to hopefully dial in your diet, especially if you're trying to do roles that are physically demanding or require that you physically look a certain way. Having the discipline, having the just the stuff in your corner in terms of the good diet that you can always go back to and depend on, where you'll feel great, having those 1 or 2 or 3 key supplements, and have your nutrition dialed in to make sure you're not coming down with a cold, to make sure that you're not run down, that you have energy to power through those long days when you go into overtime day after day, week after week sometimes. So these are things that have been very, very helpful to me. I literally bring these to set. I just packed up a bottle of each of these things and put it in my luggage for when I went to Malta. Especially when you travel overseas, the food's different, the cuisine's different, how they prepare it's different. Could take your body some time to adjust. You'd be glad you brought some warrior probiotics with you in that case, because it can get dicey while your body is adjusting to the different strains of bacteria and just the way that food is handled and prepared in different parts of the world. So hopefully you all found this useful. Again, I want to bring you more videos where I just kind of pull back the curtain on my lifestyle in terms of what I do on the regular as a full-time working actor. So yeah, this is one of the things. This is kind of a little add-on supplement to the lifestyle videos that I want to bring more of you on. I did one on a workout, but diets, workouts, nutrition, they all kind of go hand in hand in terms of the physical component of being an actor, especially being an actor with the amazing fun stuff that I get a chance to do. So anyway, if you're interested, check out the link down below. If you like this video, I'd appreciate a like, I'd appreciate a share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments, especially if you pulled the trigger on some of these awesome things. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how it went for you. Share it with your friends, please. Everybody wants to save money, especially this time of year. We've got the holidays and Christmas coming around the corner, and it's also the time when we kind of eat the most recklessly. So having some great nutritional supplements in your back corner might not be the worst idea as you go to town on Thanksgiving, and then you double down on that for Thanksgiving and New Year's. I know I kind of let myself go a little bit and enjoy a little bit more. So these things become even more valuable to me as we turn the corner on the holiday season. So anyway, be well, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all doing if you do try some. And if you have any questions. In the meantime, happy Thanksgiving all. Feast away. Don't forget to take your BiOptimizers.